Presidential candidate nominee for the People's National Congress and former Finance Minister Carl Greenidge is firing back at President Jagdeo over the president's questioning of whether Greenidge is morally correct to comment on accountability and the government's one laptop per family program. At his Friday press conference, President Jagdeo dismissed the concerns of Carl Greenidge and the PNC.
And Greenidge, of all persons, talking about accountability in this program. Greenidge was the one who had the worst record of any Minister of Finance in the history of this country. And you ask Gulsaran, he was the one who wrote him, prohibiting him from auditing privatization proceeds. He was the one under whose tenure, his entire tenure, we didn't have a single audited report for the country.
But the former finance minister told Capital News that he is not sure that President Jagdeo is in a position to be a judge of character.
But a government that takes the position that somehow it has a right to determine who can comment and who cannot comment, and to determine that some people have a moral right to comment and others don't, is remarkable, especially when you consider that on that line that divides morality and immorality, I know on which side I stand. And it certainly isn't the same side as Messrs. Jagdeo and Nadir, who seem to feel that they have somehow been given, as Moses was given, the tablet to judge goodness and badness of the rest of the world, and therefore who deserves and doesn't deserve the rights of a Guyanese.
Greenidge, who served as finance minister on the late President Desmond Hoyt, said during his tenure more than 2 decades ago, corruption was at an all-time low, and that's the record the president and his government should be looking at.
In any case, whether or not we audited our accounts, in the time that I was in government, there was no scandal in terms of the corruption on the part of major ministers, or major civil servants equivalent to any one of those that has bedeviled Mr. Jagdeo's tenure. We are ranked as one of the most corrupt countries in the world and the most corrupt in the Caribbean. And the heart of that corruption lies at the feet of the administration, the political directorate of the PPP. And that is the issue.
He added that when it comes to the public accounts and the Auditor General's reports, the government should tell the entire story.
In keeping with the usual practice of Mr. Jagdeo, he seems to have difficulty closely embracing the truth. In June of last year, I went to Parliament office only to discover that when the PNC demitted office, I don't know whether it is Mr. Gulsaran or it is the government who decided to stop all work on the auditing of the accounts. Clearly, politically, it is a bigger weapon to beat the opposition with if you can say the accounts haven't been audited. But you ought perhaps to have said, in truth, that you gave the instructions for those accounts to, the auditing of the accounts to have ceased.
Carl Greenidge, who is one of 5 persons seeking the PNC's presidential candidate position, has not been hiding his disgust for the way the government has been dealing with financial matters. He has openly lashed out at the budget, saying it lacks vision and any real hope for the people of Guyana. And he's also challenged the government and its development record.